This morning you opened your heavy eyes but couldn't bring yourself to get out of bed. You tossed and turned for a long time. You don't even have the strength to move a finger, and your mind feels completely blank and foggy. Even though you know there are things to do, you end up closing your eyes again as if running away. We often call this state laziness and criticize ourselves harshly for it. But the lethargy you're feeling now is not because you lack willpower or are lazy. I, Uni, also fell into a deep swamp of lethargy and my daily life collapsed. One day at the office, I sat staring blankly at the monitor. The team leader asked me to organize documents. It was something I could normally finish in 20 minutes, but that day even touching the keyboard felt suffocating. The letters on the screen lost all meaning, and my mind went completely blank. My colleagues were busy working, but I felt like a broken clock all by myself. In the end, I couldn't finish even one document and fell into self-loathing on the way home. While others lived fiercely, I blamed myself for being so lazy and pathetic. The shadow of lethargy began to damage not only my work but also my relationships. One weekend afternoon, a close friend suggested we meet for coffee since the weather was nice. Instead of feeling happy, the thought of getting ready felt as heavy as a mountain. I kept hesitating and eventually ignored the message. I felt guilty but still couldn't bring myself to move. My partner also asked how I was doing, worried about my silence. Even to their warm voice, I responded with sharp and thorny words. I wanted comfort, but I had no energy left to accept anyone's feelings. Lethargy is not simply not wanting to do anything. It is complete energy depletion. In the dark room, Uni asked herself painful questions every night. Why am I so weak-willed? Why am I so lazy and such a failure? From neuroscience and psychology, this is not simply laziness. It is the brain's decision to survive after enduring long stress. The amygdala in our brain detects danger and sounds the alarm. When stress continues, the amygdala becomes overloaded. The brain sees this tension as a threat to survival and begins to defend itself. It shuts down the body's power to save energy. This is lethargy. It is like a smartphone switching to power-saving mode before the battery dies. The prefrontal cortex, which handles motivation, begins to lose function. Neurotransmitters that create joy and motivation also decrease. Criticizing yourself for lacking willpower is wrong. It is the same as getting angry at a phone with a dead battery. What you need is signals of safety and recharging, not self-blame. Only after understanding the brain's defense was Uni able to escape self-blame. I'm not lazy. My brain is pausing to protect me. So how can we release the brain from power-saving mode? Forcibly trying to summon passion often creates the opposite effect. We need gentle psychological training that reassures the brain. Here are 3 methods you can practice even while in bed. The first step is to start with small actions that trick the brain's alarm system. A lethargic brain rejects even starting when tasks feel like mountains. The key is to break goals into tiny pieces so the brain feels almost no burden. If getting up is hard, make today's goal simply wiggling your toes under the blanket. If cleaning feels overwhelming, just put one empty cup in the sink. Creating one empty folder on your desktop can be enough to start. Completing even one small action restarts the brain's motivation circuit. Once a small gear turns, larger gears also begin to move. On hard mornings, Uni focused on sitting up and drinking water for 5 minutes. Those small actions slowly gave her enough energy to get up. The second step is to shift focus using external senses before emotions take over. Lethargy and gloomy thoughts tend to chain together and pull us deeper. When you don't want to do anything, don't fight the feeling. Turn your gaze outward instead. Gently stimulate your senses for a short time to wake up the brain. Open the window and breathe in cool fresh air. Feel cold water on your wrists or stretch your body. These sensory stimuli bring the brain's attention back to the present. The moment thoughts are briefly interrupted becomes a gap to escape. Uni would go to the hallway and breathe fresh air when she felt self-loathing. Just ventilating the brain made the pressure feel lighter. The third step is to create a safe base for yourself kindly. The biggest mistake is harsh self-deprecation when you feel lethargic. Anxiety that others are moving ahead only triggers the brain's alarm more. Look in the mirror and comfort yourself like you would a close friend. Instead of blaming yourself, say you worked hard just to endure today. You're not lazy. You've simply used up your energy trying to live. It's time to recharge, so it's okay to rest comfortably. The brain relaxes when it hears warm and gentle words. Warm language becomes the safest coolant for an overheated brain. Every night Uni patted her shoulders and praised herself for enduring. Once she stopped the harsh internal voice, motivation began to return. Lethargy is not a red signal that you have failed in life. It is your body's kind pause, telling you to rest and loosen up. Even if you haven't washed for days, your value and dignity remain unchanged. The you who avoided contact was actually a tender heart that wanted to do well. So forgive yourself today and gently embrace who you are. Instead of grand plans, start by eating your favorite food for lunch. Open the curtains and drink a cup of water. Small actions can save you. Once the brain rests, it prepares to operate again. Just like Uni, who eventually returned to working and replying to messages. Even damaged relationships can heal once stability returns. You will also pass through this swamp and return to your daily life. Recovery is not a straight line. Falling again is also part of recharging. Even if you step forward today and back tomorrow, you already have a compass inside. Acknowledging your brain's effort cuts the weight on your heart in half. Once the fog lifts, you will meet a stronger version of yourself. You don't have to force a smile or match other people's pace. Walking at your own comfortable speed is enough. Trust your own senses and slowly accumulate small successes every day. Finishing brushing your teeth or waking up 5 minutes earlier are already victories. I, Uni, understand the weight of your tired shoulders and hidden tears. You are strong just for having lived this far and can rise again. Tonight, I hope you fall into a warm and peaceful sleep with no pressure. Put down the sharp gaze toward yourself and listen to your calm breathing. May the weight of lethargy feel a little lighter tomorrow morning. Your life is still full of possibilities. This pause is a crouch before a leap. Please believe in yourself. You are stronger than you think. At the end of this tunnel, I will be cheering for your bright tomorrow. Sleep peacefully now. You have already done enough today.